What's going on, Dodgers Nation? Doug McCain here. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMac_LA. If you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe to the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. Thanks to you guys, it's the fastest growing Dodgers YouTube channel in the game. So if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button, and give me all your takes down below in the comment section. I want all your fire Dodger takes down below in the comment section. And for all the latest Dodgers news, head over to DodgersNation.com. So the trade that baseball fans have been waiting for this entire offseason went down this morning. Francisco Lindor is headed to the Big Apple. And look, even though we've known for months now that this trade was going to go down, it's still a big deal. This is a blockbuster trade, a blockbuster video on Friday night in the 90s level trade for the New York Mets. They get one of the biggest stars in the game in New York. Now, my first takeaway on this deal, and we're going to get into how this impacts the Dodgers in just a second, is it's a great move for the New York Mets. You get a superstar, face of your franchise player in Francisco Lindor, and we've heard all this talk that Stephen Cohen was going to spend big and make the Mets a relevant franchise. He called the Dodgers the model franchise, which they are, by the way. He said he wanted to emulate their success. Well, here's a perfect example, because the Mets make a trade that was very similar to the Mookie Betts trade that the Dodgers made last offseason. The only difference is, look at the haul the Red Sox got compared to the Cleveland Indians. The Dodgers, they give up Alex Verdugo, Jeter Downs, and what do the Indians get? They get Ahmed Rosario and two prospects that aren't even the top 100. What are you doing if you're the Cleveland Indians? I don't understand it. I'm going to have to call them the Fleeceland Indians from now on, because they did not get a good enough haul for Francisco Lindor. I understand how they run things in Cleveland. They've had success. They made it to the World Series in 2016. But you got to really feel for Cleveland fans, because they always have a lot of great talent, but ultimately they move on from Cleveland. In this case, you got Francisco Lindor, a clear-cut face of your franchise top 5 player, and he's now headed to New York. Now, as far as the Mets go, this really proves that Stephen Cohen is the real deal when it comes to his commitment to turning the Mets into a perennial contender. He makes this big move for Francisco Lindor, and he said himself, if the Mets don't win a World Series in the next 3 to 5 years, he'd consider it a disappointment. And you saw this first offseason. He came out swinging, made the deal for Lindor, and if I'm the rest of the league, I'm looking out for the New York Mets. Look, he's the richest owner in the sport. He inspired the character Bobby Axelrod from the show Billions. Well, he's got lots of billions, 14 of them to be exact, so watch out for his financial muscle. This guy has that. I'll have 2 scoops of guacamole on my Chipotle level money, so watch out for Stephen Cohen. Will they sign George Springer now? Will they make a move for Trevor Bauer? We're going to find out, because this was just a trade. Will they spend in free agency? I think they will. I think this is just the beginning for this franchise. And look, the Dodgers just ended their drought with their last World Series coming in 1988. Maybe the Mets can end their drought with their last World Series coming in 1986. So a great day if you're a Mets fan. All the Mets fans going crazy today, but for good reason. You just traded for Francisco Lindor. Here's Jerry Seinfeld telling Chris Rock about the deal. So the Mets definitely in the mix now in the National League. Already have a pretty nice roster, but you add Francisco Lindor. I think Carlos Carrasco can really help them, and I think they're going to add a couple more pieces in free agency. So it's really interesting what you're seeing right now in the National League, because it's clear that at this point, teams are going after the Los Angeles Dodgers, the kings of the National League, the reigning World Series champions. You got the Padres making moves for Blake Snell and Yu Darvish. You have the Atlanta Braves. They're getting Soroka back. They signed Charlie Morton. Still haven't signed Ozuna, so we'll see what happens with that. Their offense could take a hit, but they still have a really nice lineup. And then, of course, you have the Mets. So 3 legitimate threats in the National League. I still like the Dodgers right now. I still don't think that Andrew Friedman has flexed his muscles yet. I think you're going to see him make some big moves before it's all said and done. But the question is, how does this move impact the Dodgers and specifically Corey Seager? So for starters, this is the end of the Francisco Lindor to the Dodgers trade rumors. We've been hearing about these rumors for so long. I think the first trade package I heard when it came to the Dodgers and the Indians was Pee Wee Reese and Raul Branca for Francisco Lindor. That's how long they've been talking about the Dodgers making a trade for Francisco Lindor. So I'm thrilled to not have to get into any Lindor to LA rumors at this point moving forward. And look, as great as it is to have the Dodgers linked to all these big players every year, at some point it becomes a distraction. And you saw last offseason, Corey Seager mentioned it during the Fan Fest that he definitely heard those rumors. He went on to have such a great year, so it didn't impact him. Maybe it motivated him, if anything. So one of the first outcomes that we can finally finally put those Francisco Lindor trade rumors to rest. Those are gone. Finally, I'm glad that we can move past that. Now, the second way the Francisco Lindor trade impacts the Dodgers is that free agency class next offseason. You got big names out there, and that was going to be headlined by Francisco Lindor, and he's seemingly guaranteed now, I think, to re-sign with the New York Mets. I think they're going to offer him a big contract, upwards of $300 million, and that's going to absolutely set the market for these free agents next season. You got big names out there, and now this bumps Corey Seager up to that number one spot, in my opinion. You got Corey Seager, Trevor Story, Miguel Rojas, Brandon Crawford, Carlos Correa. By the way, did Jim Bowden really suggest the Dodgers should consider trading for Carlos Correa?
What?
I'm telling you, that's never going to happen. You'll see Madison Bumgarner throwing out the first pitch on opening day next year for the Dodgers to Barry Bonds on Frank McCourt Appreciation Day before they make a trade for Carlos Correa. Never, no chance in hell. But getting back to Corey Seager. So if the Dodgers were seriously considering extending Corey Seager this offseason, the Lindor trade could have a major domino effect because Lindor's off the table, and they know right now that Corey Seager is the best option when it comes to a long-term shortstop. And I don't want to hear any talk about him moving to third or moving anywhere else on the diamond. He wants to be a shortstop, and that's where he's going to play. And if you're the Dodgers, you know that when healthy, he's not just a star, he's a superstar. Now, the first big test is, can you get him to the table? Can you get him to negotiate an extension because he's represented by the Thanos of Major League Baseball, Scott Boras, the super agent? He advocates for his clients to go to free agency to test the waters. We've seen in recent history with Bryce Harper, with Garrett Cole, with Anthony Rendon. That's his MO, but there are plenty of examples where Boras has shown that he'll listen to his client. Just look at the Strasburg deal. Just look at the deal that Jose Altuve signed when he was going into his age 28 season. That deal kicked in when he turned 30, that $151 million extension. Well, Corey Seager, he'll be 27 at the start of next season. And I think if you're Corey Seager, you go to Scott Boras and say, I want to be a Dodger lifer. Sign me up. 8 years, $200+ million, anywhere from $200 to $220. I think he's worth that amount. And one of the many reasons why the Dodgers are a great organization is they're a smart organization. And they know if they buy out that final year of Corey Seager's arbitration, they'll save on his AAV. MLB is all about that AAV. And you know that they know that it would help them financially if they were to buy out that final year of his arbitration. And you know what they say, what must be done eventually should be done immediately. So that should be top priority right now, especially after this Francisco Lindor trade. Now, the other flip side is, what if Corey Seager wants to bet on himself and go into this year and replicate the success he had in 2020? Because last season he was absolutely elite. He ended up slashing 307, 358, 585, had a 943 OPS, a career-high 152 OPS plus. He hit 15 home runs. Now, that would project to a 46 home run season, and you look at some of those advanced metrics, a 93.2 mile per hour exit velocity, that's top 3% in the league. A 15.8% barrel percentage, that was top 5% in the league. A 55.9% hard hit rate, that's 2% in the league. So Seager was smoking it all season, and then the postseason, he turned it up a notch. Imagine signing a player who had a 1230 OPS and 5 home runs in the NLCS and a 1256 OPS with 2 home runs and hit 400 in the World Series. That is a player that you want to invest in long term. And I think if you're Corey Seager, if you put together another season like that for a full 162-game season, you don't get injured, then you enter your free agency, and you're Scrooge McDuck swimming through the coin. So if you're Corey Seager, that's definitely something you want to consider heading into this year, having another monster season, and then maybe you want $300+ million. But on the flip side, you have dealt with those injuries, from the Tommy John to the hip to the hamstring injuries. Are you injury prone? That's a question that you want to answer next season. And who knows, maybe for Corey Seager, you want to leverage the year you had last season and get it locked up, get it out of the way, sign that $200+ million deal, and have that peace of mind knowing that if you were to sustain an injury in your platform year heading into your free agency, that you're already locked up. You already have that financial security. It's out of the way. So I think that's something that Corey Seager would strongly consider. With the Dodgers, that's another story. I definitely think they should, and I definitely think that Francisco Lindor being traded to the Dodgers makes the Corey Seager extension more likely. But the last thing I I want to say is that if I had to pick between Francisco Lindor and Corey Seager, I'd be going with Corey Seager. Yes, Frankie Lindor is a fantastic player. He's on a Hall of Fame trajectory. I love me some Frankie Lindor. If we're talking defense, it's really not even a debate. He's a 2-time Gold Glove Award winner. But what Corey Seager did for this club last year with the bat, I just don't think Francisco Lindor could do. Look, he's a career 249 hitter in the postseason with an 813 OPS. And yes, heading into this postseason, Corey Seager had struggled, but what he did in the NLCS and the World Series to hit with that kind of power from the left side, that's what the Dodgers need. Look, they already have Mookie Betts, who can rake from the right side. He can hit for power, hit for average. He can pretty much do it all. And Frankie Lindor, he's a switch hitter, but most of his home runs come when he's batting righty. So I like what the Dodgers have with Seager and Betts, and I think he's a better fit for the Dodgers. But let me know down below in the comments, should the Dodgers extend Corey Seager this offseason? And if you had to pick between Corey Seager and Francisco Lindor, let me know down below in the comments. Give me a CS for Corey Seager and give me an FL for Francisco Lindor. Let me know down below in the comments. And if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe to the fastest growing Dodgers YouTube channel in the game, the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. For all latest Dodgers news, rumors, podcasts, hype videos, interviews, you're going to find it right here. So hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button, and give me all your takes down below in the comment section. My name is Doug McCain. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMAC_LA. That's at DMAC_LA. For all latest Dodgers news, head over to DodgersNation.com. And as always, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.